So in addition to developing protective equipment, I know MedFire is doing some other really amazing things. So can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yes, again, we started out our core business again was the development side to try and figure out solutions and develop products and devices to help those in our fields. We've also developed a job search engine that's very specific to the medical science, veterinary, first responders needs. It's going to be good for both the potential employer and for the job seeker because it's basically going to be again specific to those areas, and it's going to be basically a filter to filter out all the other hundreds of thousands of jobs that are posted on other types of job sites. We've decided we're going to develop something, and we're calling it MedFire Expo. It's still under development, but it's going to be basically an advertising platform that's going to work its way into an e-commerce platform as well. That's going to again target our target audiences to provide an advertising collective, if you will, for those that are looking to get their products and services out to those that are seeking stuff for targeted to the medical, and public safety fields. And then again, hopefully it's going to be a place that's going to draw those that are in that type of industry to our site and to allow people to sort of connect together. We weren't going to launch our job website or the expo for some time, but we actually had people, when we threw out the concept, they're like, we really find a need for this. So we decided to start pressing forward, and that's why we're moving forward. That MedFire Jobs, that's our one website. It's launched today, so you can go to it, you can sign up, you can find jobs, and so again, it's a very early in its development, but it's going to be something great. And then the expo, we're working on it currently along with our other products. So that's sort of the update. We've got a couple of neat things that are coming out very soon. We're on the very tail end of a couple of concepts, or not concepts, they're reality. We're just now figuring out packaging for two of our latest concepts that are going to be coming out. That's going to be really exciting. So we're really hoping that will drive revenues up and sales. We've worked with another smaller company on a device that's really specific to first responders in the field. We help them develop a tool. Basically, it's a tool that allows us to have access to buildings and things like that through the front doors. It sort of breaches a lock a little bit, and instead of because usually if the door is locked at the front of a apartment complex and we don't have a key, sometimes we got to do things that probably the property owner doesn't really like put in an axe through the door. So this one is a very passive way to get inside, and we help develop that. We help manufacture it, we help design it, and we help him sell his product. So that's something that we originally wanted to provide, and we've provided for them.
Yeah, really, really great stuff. It sounds like your MedFire is really taking a holistic approach to, making sure that first responders and other, medical professionals are protected. But then there's also these other opportunities and just trying to connect the community as a whole. So I think that's really interesting and really different. And I want to really ask about, the type of progress that your business has made since initiating the offering. But Brian, I would really like to hear from you if you could give us a little bit of background about how Cutting Edge, kind of worked with MedFire, just for those who may not know the relationship or kind of how we got started with the offering.
Sure, yeah. So Cutting Edge Capital is a practice group within our law firm, Cutting Edge Counsel. And so as a law firm with mainly securities focused practice area, we help organizations raise capital, and that can be done through any number of means. And so early on, we talked about the various strategies that can be used to raise capital for MedFire. And the one that was settled on was this direct public offering. because it had the right combination of features, size and ability to connect with investors, and flexibility as to advertising that had advantages over other strategies like regulation crowdfunding, which can be good in other situations. But in this case, the direct public offering was the right way to go. So our firm helped with all the compliance and legal work to prep for a public offering, put together disclosure documents, did some organizational structuring, and then presented this to the regulators and worked with the regulators until we got their approval. And then of course, as a law firm, we can help with other transactional matters as they happen. But largely in this case, just worked with the regulators until we got it all approved, so he could launch the public offering.
We had multiple conversations, myself and Brian, about the various different ways to raise capital. And I think, our company definitely wants to grow larger, and we want to expand in a lot of ways. And I think, we chose this direction, I believe, because I think it was the best way to be the most transparent to our investors. It allowed the regulators to really take a look at what we were doing, and I think it sort of legitimizes our company a little bit because it was scrutinized by regulators. It was prepared by law firms, and I think this allows us to raise more capital than we would be if it was just a sort of a general crowdfunding. And we specifically started with California. One, there's many people in this state compared to other states. I mean, we'd love to offer it in the future to other states, but California, especially, we're down here in San Diego, is a real driver, and we're sort of probably the leading state as far as medical technology and advancements and things like that. So, and San Diego is a real hub for biomedical device manufacturing and things like that. We have a lot of medical schools down here and scientific research institutes and private companies that are in that. So I think we're in a great area as far as people doing such a things. And so I think that's why, taking all that into account, and again, the strategy that we use on the specific DPO, I think that's why we chose it. And again, I think ultimately being most transparent is the ability with this type of offering.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And so in that same vein, as you talked about the importance and value of being transparent, especially for investors, what are some things that you might want to share with potential investors about MedFire at this point?
Well, I think, one of the things, obviously, we're still, we've been around since 2016, and obviously we've started developing some of the stuff prior to even incorporating, but we're still a new company, and we're still, in the seed capital round, so to speak. But I think some of the things we've done and we've sort of proven we have the capability to actually develop and get to market products and services. I think we can show people that we have the capability of using technology. We are working with a partner now, so we can develop really high tech devices. So doctors, nurses, anybody in the field, we can potentially develop anything from a basic axe, or that device I was telling you about that we can get into a door with, all the way up to potentially a class 3 medical device that's approved through the FDA. We have that capability through our partners. So I think we're making great strides. We're very excited about that. So I think, anybody that's looking for a company that's going to really be something in the future, I think they should look at us. And right now, even though we're small, I think we're really going to be able to start to increase our revenues, or increase revenue and generate revenue through some of our new products that are going to do two things. They're going to allow our investors to get a little bit of return on their money. They're going to be able to invest in a company that really is dedicated to helping those who protect us, and to patients, and to humanity itself. I mean, we really want to provide good things to people. And, so I think that's, what somebody would look for. And again, like I said, we're able, a company that's going to show significant growth. So I think I hope our people listening would take some interest in that, and see the potential in us, and hopefully they'll potentially invest with MedFire.
Shifting from investors to other individuals in our audience, which a lot of times includes other organizations considering capital raise. Now that you've gone through the process, and even though you're still in the middle of it, what would you share about your experience launching a direct public offering, and maybe some of the challenges or expectations going into it that might be helpful for another organization thinking about this type of strategy?
Sure. Yeah, it was a fairly lengthy process. It's very detailed, so people need to know that it's not a 1 or 2 page application and there you go, start raising. It's a very detailed process, and our company, I think, had a pretty good foundation before we even went to Brian. We even though we weren't making any money or profits, we were still in that R&D phase, but we had an operational understanding of how we were moving forward. We had the bones of the business. We had we built a team, and we had a business plan and an operations plan. So I think people need to know that before you embark on anything like this, really know what your organization is about. I think a lot of people have great ideas and they have great concepts, but they've never put it down on paper, or they've never moved forward to sort of moving into the business side of things, and they haven't taken their model to actually make it functional. So I would recommend people, it's like, and it doesn't have to be huge, and not every raise needs to be massive, but I would say you need to have the bones or the structure of your business, and you need to have a full understanding of your business, of what's going into it. And then again, and make sure that your accounting is good. If you are an accountant, do good accounting. If you don't have one, make sure you get an accountant on board, and your books are solid, and people can understand what your books look like, and use general accepted accounting principles and things like that, because people are going to want to see those types of things. And again, they're going to want to see that you have some sort of understanding of your own business. Surrounding yourself with a good team is, I think you're going to have nothing but success if you have a little bit of drive. So that's my 2 cents there.
Yeah, great words of wisdom. I'm sure those listening will appreciate your honesty and transparency, as you said. Brian, do you have anything to add or to share?
Yeah, so I just add that the part of the challenge here was getting this through the California regulators, and in California they take a particularly very diligent look at everything that comes across their desks. And so we did have some back and forth with the California regulators, who did eventually get comfortable with it. But yeah, the process is going to look a little different in any state. And California is probably one of the more challenging states to do a direct public offering in. But this is something that can be done in any state in the country. It isn't. It does. The process may vary a little bit by state, but it can be done anywhere. We've done a number of them in California, and while sometimes there are challenges, we can always get it through eventually with the regulators. And as Greg pointed out, sometimes it takes a little longer than you'd hope, but we persevered through here, and we got it approved.
Great. Well, I don't have anything else to add. And I think at this point, Greg, you've given us a really great update as far as where MedFire is, where MedFire is going. So at this point, I, again, just want to thank you for joining us today. And I want you to go ahead and let those who are listening know where to find you. MedFire, where's the best website, or any other places they can get information?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you again for interviewing me. And yes, anybody that's interested in our investment, It's www.medfireinvest.com. That's where we have a lot of our information, and you can go there and read our prospectus. And if you're interested, you can make your download the applications and make your investment. And then if they want to go to www.medfire.com, that's a website we've created that has pretty much a little bit of a snapshot of each of our divisions, and including our investment website. So they can go there and take a look, and they can click on each company individually and go see what we're doing. So you can see the MedFire through medfire.com. You can go to MedFire Innovations, MedFire Jobs, and MedFire Expo, and MedFire Invest, all at the same website. So again, thank you very much to both of you for doing this and all your assistance. So hopefully people will enjoy this little talk.
Yes, and thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.